Good morning out there. Let's see if we can find our video. My phone froze. There we go. And now we'll see if we can find some people out there. Oh, Melissa, yay.
There we go.
Oh, Melissa, glad you're watching. I'm going to get my other device turned off. There we go. Oh, so glad you could be with us today. And are you working from home this morning, Melissa? Anyway, we'll send some more comments, hearts, thumbs up maybe, because that helps others find us. We'll just be talking for a few minutes while people can find us. I don't even know what today's date is. Melissa, do you know? Can you look by any chance? My things are all running, so I can't check that. Maybe it's the 28th. I bet that's what it is. Yes, our trip was wonderful, just fabulous. So couldn't have been better except for the ending when my sister's boyfriend of 33 years passed away. Thanks, Lisa. Keep sending little messages. I see I had a little panic attack there. My phone froze when I wanted to start the Facebook Live a few minutes early so people could maybe find us faster. I don't know. And then my phone froze, so then I had to reboot it all. And oh, Martina, I'm so glad to hear that you're on here too. Martina says, good morning from wet Oregon. Thanks, Lisa. Appreciate that. That really helps others. Yes, my sister Carla's boyfriend of 33 years passed away while we were flying home from Hawaii. It was terrible news to get, just the worst. I mean, it was such a perfect, wonderful trip. So wonderful. And we just had the best week. So it's been quite a traumatic, there's my hair, there we go. It's been quite a traumatic end to our trip, or any time, but it was terrible. And I had already gone on to Bozeman, so they got the news when they arrived in Minneapolis. So it was devastating. We spent a lot of time yesterday crying and talking together, and I hated that I wasn't with them. But at least my sister Kara and my sister Chris were together. So, and then my sister Chris starts chemo on Friday. She has an aggressive breast cancer, one with, oh, hi, Kathy Wilkerson. I'm glad to see you, Kathy. So prayers for both my sister Carla and for my sister Chris. And I don't have any idea when Pete's funeral will be, so, because it's just too early yet. But anyway, glad to see you too, Kathy, and everyone. I'm glad I could reboot my phone and get started. So I'm not in such a panic mode as I was 6 months ago when that happened or something. Anyway, today is May 28th. Thanks, Kathy. I feel like my trip to Hawaii was so relaxing. I literally totally forgot everything. I couldn't even remember names of stamps that I know all the time, or dates, or what I was going to do. It was so fun. We just had such a beautiful resort. It was the Grand Wailea, and we spent a lot of time by the beach or walking and by the pool, swimming and sunning. Oh, thanks, Cindy. Thank you for joining us today. Yeah. My sister Carla is going to need a lot of prayers. This is going to be really tough for her. So she and Pete have been together a long time. And they had a lot of fun together too. So, but I think she's feeling really sad that she wasn't there for him this week. So, but anyway, glad to see you on here too, Cindy. There were lots of announcements today. One thing on the Stampin' Up! News, one thing they put out today, or they told us about again, is the last chance list for our mini catalog. And the mini catalog, I printed this out. This has the prices of the reduced. This is starting June 1st. That's next Tuesday. That's the day after Memorial Day. And you can print it out this way. It's a little smaller print this way, and I think that's Excel. It's a bigger print. And then it has columns with the discount, like 20%, 50%, 25, 10%. Not everything is discounted that's retiring, but I'd say at least half is discounted prices. So this is really important for you to tell your customers, tell yourself, remind yourself, print it for yourself. But a few of you have other customers, so I would definitely share this file with them ahead of time, because it'll get crazy over Memorial Day weekend. You know, it'll be hard to keep in contact. And so that's the mini catalog. We have one more month with this fabulous catalog. I have loved it, and I'm going to miss it for sure. I did get a copy of the Christmas catalog, the holiday one, which will not come out until August. It's really the July to December catalog. However, because of shipping shortages and supply shortages all over the world, they're going to start a month late. And so anyway, but you as demonstrators, all of you are going to be able to pre-order in July. Anyway, so I have a copy of that, and that I spun the wheel and got on my trip, and we would get some prizes from the new catalog. And then every night there would be a pillow gift on our bed. It might be something like a beach bag. I got that. And from Maui, a hat. One night it was a whole suite of products like stamps, dies, die cuts, and paper. So things like that. So that was in today's news about the last chance. That's important. You might have to click on that little blue link and open that up and then go down to the bottom, and that's where you'll see this list, and then print it out. Also, today's stamping demonstrator news was a thing about they've updated the demonstrator business website. It's supposed to be easier. It's for the online shopping. It's easier to shop. They're making it easier anyway. It is also, this is really important. Do we get to see, Martina said, do we get to see prizes? Well, maybe I could, I'll send maybe some pictures, but I'll have to, it won't be for a while, because I can barely get unpacked and get everything done. This is the very last week of the joining promotion. So if you have someone you think would like to join Stampin' Up, buy the starter kit, because remember, we get more right now this last week. Yes, Martina, I will. I'll post some pictures of those. You get $155 worth of products to choose from, and it only costs $99. So it is the best deal. So tell your friends. And I need to spend some time in the next day or two telling some demonstrators that I've had in the past that have dropped and now maybe would like to rejoin. It's perfectly legitimate to do that. That's great. Also, a few days ago, Stampin' Up! Announced they had a free, everyone likes free, digital download of, it's a United We Stand, it's a diversity set, and it's printed in all kinds of languages. So there's an English, and then there's photos. And if you print it, if you download it, it's free. They did this once before during COVID where they charge for the download, but this one is free. So go there and download it, and then print it on some nice basic white paper, the thin paper. And then you can color, not the real thin, or you can use thick too. It's harder to do the thick in the printer usually. So Whisper White or Basic White, either whichever you still are using. So, and then it's a good black, and then you can color it with your blends. So, and then let's see, once we have our masculine cards challenge, that's a challenge for all of us. That is going to be due next, or I'm going to extend it by a few days. So either Saturday or Sunday, Saturday or Sunday. And then I will get those back to people next week. And one more thing too, before we switch the camera down, Jan Kaufman, one of our team members out here in Billings, Jan's not on today. She's having hip surgery right as we speak. So please send her prayers, maybe send her a card. I know both Jan and my sister Carla would really, that brightens people's days. So don't hesitate to send cards. That's what our business is. So anyway, let me set these aside, and I do want to show you, well, I guess I'll put the camera down. There's a new maybe I'll just show you right now. There's a really, really, really thick package called, this is in the back. When you spend $150, you can choose this. Melissa, you find the download on our demonstrator page, your basic page, and it's one of the announcements today, or it was one of the announcements 2 days ago, rather. One of those announcements, there's a link there. So this whole designer series package is called Pattern Party, and it is enormous. It is 48 pages of, one side is black and white and the other side is color, and I'll tell you what, it is just drop dead gorgeous. We're going to be using a little bit today. It is probably one of my favorite designer papers. Look at that. Really nice paper. So anyway, I had forgotten about that, and we couldn't pre-order it, but we can order it now. So don't forget that. It's also, there are, I think, 3 sets too. At the very back, it's like the second to the last page, and that's where those hostess sets are. You can buy them. Your friends can get them, as long as the order is $150. Okay, let's put the camera down. And I forgot to get we are going to be working out of the annual catalog today. And we're working on this stamp called Measure of Love. And let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. There we go. On the bottom of page 32, it's a $17 set. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And I probably will have a special kit class on that one too. It's just really a very, very fun. And that's what we're working on today. So we'll bring our mat in, and this is the card we're making. I'm going to be showing you how to do a bookbinding card today, and both cards. So this is and actually I put the glaze on top and then it ran, so we won't do that today. We'll just use Wink of Stella. But you see how it opens like this? Let me see if I can get just a little bit closer. There we go. Okay, and now we'll go about making that. So here is the stamps. We're going to use 2 stamps. We're going to use the Measure of Love. It's a photopolymer. And remember that we have new insides to that. And then we're going to use the Happy Birthday from the Sweet Ice Cream set as our inside. And I just like the font on this so much. So that's what we're using. And we are not going to use the Crystal Effects or the glaze. It's called the Fine Tip Glue. I thought it would be really neat, but it bled. But I did use that on a couple other samples when I was trying to make this. I did all this before I left on my trip to Hawaii, and thank goodness, because I totally forgot what I was doing. I could not even remember. The trip was so great. Okay, but if you want to write down measurements now as we make this, I will show you how to do it. So this, I used the Pool Party, and this time I'm going to use Coastal Cabana. We're going to use, I love my idea behind this was I love Pool Party together. I love Coastal Cabana and Red together. I just think it looks really, really cool. And you can see here that I used my blender pen and did a little shading there. But before we actually do that part of it, I want to show you how to do the base. And this is what we do. So I'm going to bring in so our base is going to be I have a green shirt on today because the next card is going to be with this dark green. There we go. I guess that's a little bit better. And I have we're going to score it at 4, and we're going to cut it at 4 1/4 by 11, and scored it at 5 1/2 plus 6 3/4. I just bumped the camera. Sorry about that. Let's see if we can get it back in here. I'm glad I didn't call 911 when I was doing this time. Okay. I love my scoreboard. I also use the score on my trimmer if I'm only doing one card. But if I'm doing 2, this is what I do. I mean 2, or if I do a lot for a class. So here we have it here's 1 1/2, and then 6 3/4 like that. And then we're going to fold it over and fold it back like you would a spine of a book. I love this scoreboard. They're not very expensive. They hold this scoring tool. It's just really a handy thing. The other way I do it is like this. I'm going to show you 2 methods. So this one, again, this was the Coastal Cabana. I've already scored it at our basic 5 1/2. We want a 1 1/4 inch spine. And sometimes if I'm just doing one card, I don't drag my scoring board out. But instead, I'm going to bring this down just a little bit so you can maybe see what I'm doing. I put my 5 1/2 at 1 1/4 like this. And then I push this cutting blade out of the way and just use my score tool. And that way, it's really easy. And then we want to give this a really good bone folding, like that. Now, the first thing you do is, let's see if I can keep this straight. I know it's there we go. The first thing you want to do is put tear tape. You can use tear tape or you can use fast fuse. I was doing this card, this one and the other one for a swap that I'm in for my Achievers group, and I used this. But most of the time, if I have a lot and my dispenser is working well, then I'll use that. But this is what I would recommend most of the time because it's fail-proof. Anyway, you just put it on here. I'm going to put 2 rows, and it does tear. So, anyway, let's see what's here. Sorry about having to wear my brace. My carpal tunnel is really bad. So that is why I am wearing that. I'm going to have to call a surgeon. I don't know if he'll give me another injection. I also have basal arthritis in my joint right there. I don't know which one is the worst. So that's why I am wearing a brace all the time, day and night. Okay, anyway, so this is the way I do it. Be sure you burnish it with your fingernail or bone folder, and then I take my piercer and I go underneath in the middle, pull it off, and then just fold it down, and it's just perfect, and it will be great. And now we have our binding. And I'm going to show you a couple of little tricks with this too when we do the ribbon around there in a minute. But let's go ahead and do our stamping first. I'm going to set this aside. And we have our red base and a white stamping piece. So our red square is 4 by 4. And actually, I have done this type of a card many times before, and I think I've even done it here, but I use different dimensions. And I learned this from Karen Titus, who lives in Minnesota. She's a $1 Million Achiever. And I never had met her before, but I've been sort of following her a little bit, never had before. And actually, we spent quite a bit of time talking with Karen Titus and her husband Tim while we were in Maui. And it was fun to get to know them. Anyway, so we have a red piece, 4 by 4, and so if you do this measurement 1 1/4, then you have this perfect square right here, And then you can do the white just a little bit smaller, 3 7/8 by 3 7/8, or 3 3/4. I think I did, I don't know, I can't remember. And I can't find my little metal ruler. This one is 3 3/4. So if you want a bigger margin, then use the 3 3/4. We'll try it on this one today, the 3 7/8, and see how it turns out. Okay, and see which you maybe like better. Oh, here it is. Oh, I did the 3 3/4 on the inside, so that's my inside piece. Now we could swap. We could do just the opposite too. So maybe we'll do that. I think I like more red showing. Excuse me, I don't know if I have a sinus infection or sinus. For a whole week, I've had just one nostril clogged up. Anyway, feel fine. Today I feel more rested than I did yesterday. I think we'll do that. We'll put the 3 3/4 on the outside. So what we're going to do is we're going to stamp. Let's set these aside and stamp our stamps now. We're going to use black because we're going to be coloring with Memento. You always want to use black ink when you're coloring with Memento. So, coloring with Memento. We're not coloring with Memento. We are coloring with our stamping blends. And it's a pretty big stamp, so I'm going to turn it over and stamp it this way. And we do need our silicone mat for sure. Let me get that nice and straight for you. There we go. Let's see once here. My tripod is sort of tilting here. Anyway, there, we're going to ink it up. And I want to have a little piece of, go. And I think that's really the only black. This is, I just was drawn to this set. It is an old, almost like an old-time kitchen set, and I just thought it was sort of cool. And then we're going to stamp in red. We're going to put that little dial on. It's just this little tiny dial, and I'm going to, let's see what's here. You can actually just see right through it like that. Isn't that cool? Just this neat little look to it. And then we want to stamp our bowl and our label. Bring in, I love these. I love this. Sometimes when I choose a verse to use, then I look for labels that fit. And this is from that, no, I don't know what it's called. Taste, touch of, it's, it is from, I don't know what, let's see, what's it called? I don't know. Maybe someone can help me out there. And it's from that set that has all those wonderful masculine papers and the wood and the stone. And we're going to use our Friendship Tips the Scale. There we go. It's over a little bit. I think we'll do this one. It's a little bit better. Yep, that'll be good. We'll set that one aside for another card. And we're going to do a happy birthday on the inside. We're using that 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. I'm going to flip it over because there seems to be a mark on that side. And we're going to do happy birthday. And you could stamp something down there, but we're not going to do that. Take the time to do that. And now we're going to stamp. So we have that stamped and we have that stamped. And now we need to stamp our little image with the bowl. And there are 2 different bowls in this set. And we're going to use this one that has the little, whatchamacallits, the hearts. So we're going to use some Pool Party for that. And We'll ink up our stamp. And just like that. I love those hearts. I think they're the coolest little things. We're just using, I like that pool party color with the red, as I said. And then we're using red. We're going to stamp some cherries on top. So I'm going to put my reading glasses on so I can see just a little bit closer. And we're going to put we're just going to line that up. I've tried it several different ways, and I tried cutting out things and popping one thing up or another. And I ended up like, no, I ended up fussy cutting instead. So I've already cut like 18 of these. I've stamped and cut 18 of these for one of the swaps that I am in for my Achievers group. And I don't know, I don't have them done yet, but I have pieces done. Now we're going to stamp the little stems, and I don't think I have that on the block. So let me see what's here. I'm going to have to turn. Here they are, right there. So now we put the silicone right on top of the image, right in the case. So we will put it on this block. I'm going to just quickly stamp the back of my card before I take that, because I don't have another image right there. So that looks good with the Stampin' Up logo. We'll set that aside. We're going to use Garden Green, and I'm going to pull. That little thing is in the main catalog now. It carried over. It's very nice. So we have these little stems, and you have to get them pretty close, and then you would just fussy cut. And then it looks like this. I just fussy cut that whole thing around the stems like that. So I don't think you need to see me do that again, because we have a lot of things to cover today. And then on this one, I am not going to do the glaze. Do you see what happened here? The glaze just sort of ran. I don't know. Usually it doesn't run, but it did. So maybe I'm going to use Wink of Stella. And thankfully, I did not do all 18 of my berries with that glaze. I just tried it on one. So Wink of Stella looks great. We'll do it that way. And now we're going to do one more thing. We're going to, I want to show you how I did this. I have to keep popping up and down here, standing up so I can see what we're doing and getting you straight. There we go. Okay, let's put it up a little bit. There we go. That's better. Now you can. I'm gonna show you how I did this. I used Pool Party Light and my lifter, color lifter, and I just took. This is just the way I do it. You can do anything you want. I just sort of made this up, and I've done it many times before. Very quickly, I run it along the edge. Along the whole thing like that. I mean, just that fast. You want to do it, you don't want to linger because then it gets too dark. And then I come back with my lifter and I just sort of make little circles going all the way around, and it just makes it nice, and it takes a little blend because this has alcohol. It just sort of gives it that little hint of that old-fashioned look. And there's that. So we can take our mat away now. And let's see once if we're still in the camera. Okay. And then we are going to add, I just cut a little, this is that skinny, or this is that paper that has the wood and the stone and the tile and all that. That's the one I can't remember. So we're just going to take our silicone mat, and I'm going to use this. I don't like to have things floating in the air, so I am just going to take my adhesive and put it like that. I just cut a sliver, probably 1/4 of an inch. It's a long piece. And then I'm just going to put it on here like that. See, that looks like that little scale is grounded. Let's see, once I'm going to trim it off from the back. I don't like to get, I use my Tim Holtz scissors when I have sticky things, and I don't like to have, there is adhesive on that. So, and now we're ready to put the rest of the card together. So let's see, we're going to bring in our, we're going to use the Coastal Cabana one. It's just slightly darker. We'll just see how we like that one better, if we like Pool Party better or the Coastal Cabana. And we are going to put some adhesive on. Oh, yeah, I think the 3 3/4 is just a little bit better. You could always punch something from the middle of your card. Sometimes on a swap, if I'm doing, like 15 or 20, I'll just punch something out of that red or die cut something out of that red. And I don't do it for one. It's just a good way to save, give it sort of dual purpose. And now I am going to use a strip on the side. See, that's our binding. That's why it's called a book binding. And I just love this. I've just gone crazy with this, these measurements. I never went crazy with it before when I made it, because you always had to figure out which one was the 4 1/4 and which one was a just 4 inches. And it wasn't a perfect measurement. This one is of this measurement idea. I really would like to send Karen Titus one of my cards, because I just loved her measurements. So now we're this strip. So you type in which you think. Do you want the hearts or the stripe? 1 inch by 4 inches. And while you're typing that in real quickly, I'm going to put some dimensionals or some, I'm using my big pre-cut pieces on the words. And so we're going to put that right here. I like this, Howard. Maybe I'll put it up here this time. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, well, let's see what hearts to go with the bowl. Okay, Martina, that's what I read. Let's see if we have any other comments. Hearts, stripes. Lisa said stripes. Someone else said stripes. Carolyn said stripes. Okay, we're going to use stripes. We have more people saying stripes, so we'll do the stripes. And so I'll put some adhesive on that. One, I can always use the other piece again. So this is on the other side. It's flowers. This one is hearts, and this is black and white. I love that. I had just totally missed it. Oops. I'm going to turn it this way so I can see it a little bit better. Okay. Now, I tend not to use things that are retired. Oh, there's our. We'll put some adhesive on that. Again, I have this little, I've taken the big sheets, and I just I have a little dish sitting in front of me with all kinds of shapes. I love them. It just helps. I think they're fun, because I'm only going to use this one now on this bowl of cherries. And I'm going to put it right up here. I don't think I like this. Our friendship tips the scales right there, but it is on. So maybe we'll do, now it looks like it has an empty place. We're going to add something. We're going to add Sweet Friend. That'll help that empty space. So I'm going to I have that one on the block already, so we'll just do that. There we go, at least. Okay, and we'll set our stamps aside. Put that right there. And this is something I'm going to show you. You can take your snips and you can just cut out a little notch like this. Right in the middle. You don't have to do this. It's not necessary, but it helps a little bit. Stampin' Up! Used to make a punch that, this is really old. You can tell it's one of those thumb ones. It sort of did that half circle too, so, but we don't have that anymore. And now I have this, this wonderful ribbon from, it's in our catalog. We had it with the dog and cat suite on our last catalog. So it's something I sort of forget, but now I have it right in my drawer. I pulled it out together, and I'm going to use that. I love it. I love this red, and so I'm going to wrap it around. And now that I have that little notch there, it's just perfect, and it just sort of holds it in place. And then you can tie a bow or a knot, whichever you'd like. And I'm having a hard time. My hand is going numb. My fingers are going numb. So there we go. There's our little bow. And we give it a little haircut, and you can adjust it. So I can pull it and adjust it like that. But do you see how those little notches work? And then on the inside, our happy birthday. That is our card. And so which do you think you like better? Do you like the little hearts on the side? The hearts on the side? Or the stripes, the diagonal stripes? And I know that I like this friendship thing down here rather than up here because it's too busy with the two things together. But anyway, and then this is the Coastal Cabana. This is Pool Party. Which do you like better? I don't know. I sort of still like the Pool Party. But I was looking at the stripes and the hearts, and those are probably Bermuda Bay and that one's Coastal Cabana. So anyway, that is our card, and now we're going to do another one with a totally different set. And this one, let's see if we can find our pieces. I already have this whole swap finished. We're going to use the Plentiful Plants, and it has these awesome dies that I have some things put on, and I love it because this is the paper. This paper is the best ever. Even if you didn't buy the dies, you could buy the paper. It's called Bloom Where You're Planted, and it's got wood grain on one side. There's bricks. I love the bricks. And this evergreen, and that's what I've worn today is my closest clothes to evergreen. And the pots cut out, you can die cut those. This piece is really cool. Like just a marble kind of asphalt look. This one is good because there are dies to cut those out. Wood grain. Love this. I'm definitely having a class with this set. It's really very fun. I've made several cards. Here's an absolutely simple one. I think I've got something stuck to it here. That's another binding card. Easy. This one I stamped on like that. Set those over there. I think I showed this one before. My whole idea was to use these. I love these. Love these in the catalog. They're called lattice, party paper lattice. And anyway, I didn't end up using them as much as I thought, but I really like them. I still do. Here's just a regular card, but it's just got fun pieces. And so the card we're going to make today is a variation. It's a bookbinding card. And is this. I better take it out of there. I already have these all packaged up for my swap. Well, maybe I won't take that one out because it's sealed up. So this is what we're making today. It's a thank you card using this paper, and here's another variation with the same plants. This one's fussy cut. That one's fussy cut, but the pot is die cut. And let's take a look at the dies. That'll give you an idea of how to use this too. This paper is amazing, just amazing. You can see I've used almost all of it. This one already, I've die cut these pieces, so I don't have those. But this one you have to cut by hand, by hand, by hand. But then there's like that mother of tongue. That one can be cut. This is the mother of tongues. This one would be cut by hand. That one would be die cut. So I don't have any more left of this one, the big green one. This whole sheet you would cut by hand, except for you could die cut the pots if you wanted. This I cut by hand, that whole thing. So I love this one. This one's really cute. It's quite addictive. I think that if this is a class I definitely will have too, which will include half a pack of this great paper. But you can see on here, look at these 3 pots that all line up like that. This leaf and that. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. I don't want to lose that. And in the catalog, this is on page 81. 81. And it is it's a suite, so it has a lot of things. And anytime you're starting something, like you just look at these ideas in the catalog, and then your ideas will flow. So that is that. Let's get the pieces together and begin. So we'll set that aside, and we have a base. This is right. So we have, what color is this? This one is, what color is this? I have totally been on vacation, can't remember. And is that soft succulent? I guess it's soft succulent. And then this one is the evergreen. So I've written down the directions right here, the measurements. It's the white, or this is the wrong one. Sorry about that. Let's see once. Again, the spine, the base, this soft succulent is 4 1/4 by 11. I scored it at 5 1/2 by 6 1/2 or 1 1/4, either way. And then again, I'm going to show you, this time I'm going to show you how to use, I use Seal Plus. Just your regular seal will not be strong enough because there's lots of opening. And you just lift up on this. I really like it. I didn't like it at all in the beginning, and now I really do. I use it a lot. It's like our fast fuse. There's a little bit more of a learning curve. Then this is our 4 by 4. And I'm going to use go back to just the regular stamping seal. Like that. And then I have a piece. This is the piece that's called 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, like that. You can use that side, or we can use this side. And again, I just took some of this paper with that taste. I should have gotten the thing. I can't remember the name of. Just a strip of that. I think it's probably a 1/2 inch, and I glued it on the bottom. I think we'll use the brick. I like it just a little bit better. I made one card with this, and it's just a little bit busy. It looks like this. So you can see that it's just a little busier than the others, and the plants don't stick out. Although I love this side, and that's what I had originally planned. But we will do it like this. That's good. And then we're going to do our brick piece is like this, and I really cut those bricks the wrong way. Just like that. Well, maybe we're going to use that side. Oh, I think that's exactly what I had planned, actually. Didn't make a mistake, so I used, I do love this brick side. And let me get these glasses on. I think my eyes are changing. I just got some new contacts, and they don't seem to be as exactly like my old ones. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to make our little notch. I do like our paper snips because they are, this is one is with a, that's my 1/4. It's for ribbons, and here I am cutting with paper. I didn't mean to do that. I usually like to just save it for, I just cut a little notch out of there. I like to save that's my ribbon scissors, but that's what I have here. My other one is, I guess, the Tim Holtz. And then we're going to use, today we're going to use this pack of new Baker's Twine, the essential pack, and it has all these, it has Sahara Sand, white, black, and vanilla, and then it also has crumb cake, and I'm going to try the crumb cake, see what you think, see if you like this one better or the white one better. So I'm going to just run that down there, see how it catches in there. I'm going to cut that off, my snips. So there are 5 of those spools. I don't know how much it costs, but it's a good deal for sure. And there's not an enormous amount like we had before. We've always had such big rolls that would last forever. So we have a little bit of each color. And then I always tie a double knot when I do something like this, just because it's easier. You maybe can do it the other way. But then pull your ends. I like to hold the knot and pull the ends until you get the size that you want. Give it a little haircut right there. And then you can always adjust it up or down a little bit, like that. And I have these measurements written down for you, but now I can't find them, so we'll just wing it. I wrote them. You have they're this. So 4x4. Everything is 4x4. 3 3/4, like that. This is 1x4 because we're leaving a little space on the ends like that. And now we are ready to do some stamping. So our base is all ready, like that. And I will just set that aside and get ready to do, we're going to just do a little bit of stamping. And I'm going to bring in my piercing mat because I liked it. I'm sort of a stickler about that. One thing I like to do is, there's some great dyes too. We're going to use the Evening Evergreen and maybe the Cinnamon Cider. That's the colors that are used in here. And let's see, once we're going to do the thank you. Let's see if I can find the label. It was here someplace. Maybe it was in the envelope. Someplace. It's sort of funny. Maybe it's in here. This is my whole dish. Oh, here it is. This is all these die cuts. And some of these things are fussy cut too. So, and if you have, some people have a cutting machine. Mary Jean cut some things on her machine and gave them to me, so you don't have to fussy cut. So I don't actually mind fussy cutting, so you can do whatever you'd like. Anyway, we're going to do our thank you, and thankfully I found that. Aren't you glad? Okay, we're going to stamp thank you. I love the font on this stamp. So there we go. Isn't that pretty? And then on the inside, we will stamp. This one I wrote a little note with the biggest thanks. I thought that was great. But I think this time I'm going to use this one. And my inside piece is probably 3 3/4. You were there, and I am very grateful. Isn't that nice? I just think that's a beautiful stamp set. Love the greetings. And then, so that's all the stamping we have to do. I guess I didn't need the cinnamon cider. I did stamp some things on my swaps, I guess, with that. But anyway, now we're just going to add this to our inside, like this. I had carpal tunnel on my right hand about 5 years ago. So I do more with my left hand because I knew I had surgery, and my right hand feels perfect now. Now my left hand is gotten pretty bad. So we're going to pop up our thank you like that. It's a little bit long. Let's see what's here. This one's shorter. So instead of using our dimensionals like this, and you'd have to, it just takes a little longer. So I've sort of like this a lot. And there we go. And it also, they're not too expensive. We're going to put it up in the corner like that. And put those aside. I just keep that little dish right there so it's handy. And then we're going to take our pots. And you can do anything you want. This is the coolest thing, and this is really neat. You can take this one and just do one if you want it. You can do a pot like this. You can do that. Pop one up like that. I sort of like that, but it interferes with the words, so we won't this time. You can take, here's a little one. I think we'll use that mother-in-law's tongue, and I think we'll use this little pot. And let's see, what else? Maybe we'll use, let's see, you just have a lot, we have a lot of little things here. I think we'll use this pot. This is sort of a fun one too. We use that. These are, I like that cinnamon color on there, so that's what I was thinking. Oh, we'll use that one this time. And maybe, how does that look? Let's see. So then you just need to sort of play around and see what you like. I sort of like the fullness of like this one. I do like that better for sure. That one's too thin. So I am going to put this one down flat. So bring in your silicone mat again. Here we go. And put a little adhesive on this. We're going to put this one flat. And again, I have this wood grain piece there so that it looks like a table. And then this one, I'm going to put a little bit of dimensional. And I'm going to pop that one up like that, so it's sitting on the table. And I think we'll just put that one right there too, since it's all done. It's all cut. Put that one right here. And then on the inside, I stamped on my one, but we will forego that. And I think we'll use this one. No, I think we won't use that one. I think we'll use this little one. I think it's a little bit better with that. I haven't grown any of this mother-in-law tongue, I don't know, for years. I used to have lots of it when I was first married. Not I liked my mother-in-law, but I just had lots of it for probably half of our married life, but I haven't had any for years. So, and then I'm just going to tuck that right in there, lift that up a little bit, and there we go, all done. And now I want you to tell me, what do you like better? Do you like the white or the crumb cake? crumb cake. And look at the difference in the plants. Just a totally different look to things. You could have so much fun with this set. And the sentiments are, I am there, you were there, and I am very grateful. It's a little crooked, a little note with the biggest thanks. So those are our cards. We need a gem right there, but I don't know that I have those with me. So I'll put that on later. And I will post these today, and after I take pictures and edit them and all that. So, okay, let's turn down. Here we go. And we're just a little bit crooked there. Alrighty. Oh, thank you, Lisa. I appreciate your comments. I'm glad you girls like these. Alrighty. Don't forget to go look at your demonstrator planning place. Remember, we are in the big sale is coming up on June 1st, and that's still part of our quarter. So we have April, May, and June. So your $300 minimum is due at the end of June. So it's pretty easy to go way past that too. So anyway, again, let's send out some prayers and positive thoughts to Jan, who's having hip surgery right now. So she's probably finished at this point and probably in recovery. So, and my sister Carla for the loss of her significant other boyfriend of 33 years. So they were together a long time. Anyway, let's keep those. My sister Chris starts chemo on Friday, and she's going to be going through chemo for the entire summer and then radiation. So anyway, thank you so much, girls. Sure appreciate it. Appreciate you joining in today. And thank you for the comments and the hearts and the thumbs up. And I'll see you next Tuesday. That's the beginning of our big sale. So don't forget, take a look at that. Print that up today. I think Excel gives you a bigger, little easier to read format. You can try either one. And don't forget, things are running low. So if you really want something, look at that low inventory and see when things are coming back into stock and which things are low. I tend to, if something is low and I want it for a class, I order it when it's still low inventory. I don't want to let it go into back order. Sometimes you have to wait until the end of June or July for some of these things. Those rhinestones that are the in colors, they are due in soon now. So thank you very much, ladies. I appreciate all your well wishes and your thanks and your prayers for everyone today. And I will see you next Tuesday. That's the day after Labor Day. Okay, bye-bye. Have a good week.